Good afternoon, Toastmasters, no guests, and those of you who will watch this later. Now is the time for change. It is February 2012. We have a chance now to be our own critic and see what we've already accomplished for this year and look forward to what we can get accomplished in the rest of 2012. A lot of people will start out making resolutions. They'll develop poor plans to execute them, and then they'll cry in despair at the end of the year where they're still in the same exact position they were in January or even December of the year past. My challenge and my charge to everyone in this room or who hear these words is to decide to change now. Take a look in the mirror and be your own critic. Measure yourself up and see, you know what, I'm happy with this, I'm not happy with this, I'm not happy with this. The point being that we can take this time now to change who we are and which direction we're going. If you're not happy with your life path right now, then stop. Split that fork in the road and take the higher ground. If you know you have goals that you always set every single year, and they're not really goals, they're resolutions to lose 20 pounds, or I want to go run a marathon, and you don't do any of those things, or don't do any of the steps to get there, now is the time to make that difference. We're just past the midway point in the second month of the year. That means this is a perfect time for opportunity for change. Now being the time. I want to talk to you about goal setting, because I don't set resolutions, I set goals. My goals are always SMART, or smarter. SMART being specific, making sure you say exactly what you want to accomplish. I want to run a 6:30 mile before the end of the year. Measurable. A mile's a mile, right? That's a distance. Attainable. Can I do it? I used to do it in my younger days. So we can get back to that. Realistic. Well, yeah, I love running. I'm not a novice runner. I've run some half marathons, done some triathlons. So it's an attainable goal for me. And timely. Well, honestly, I want to do it before May. I want to get back to that speed before May, because that's what's important to me, is getting there sooner rather than later. It doesn't take a year to get down to 6:30. And so we've got to be accountable of those things. That's SMART. To be even smarter, we've got to evaluate ourselves and then reevaluate after that May time period. Where am I at? Am I at 6:45 or am I at 7 minutes? Did I not make my goal? Did I not achieve? Some would say yes, you failed. I would say no. We've already won because we tried. So I challenge you now. Let's take a look at our goals. Let's take a look at what we've decided for ourselves this year and try to get to that next level. A lot of times people will set goals that are just so lofty and so just ridiculous that they can't attain them, and they feel even worse at the end of the year. For example, I want to make $1 million. That's a good goal. But what I like to do is set those sub-goals to get there. In order to make $1 million, I should be averaging $120 a month, right? For those of you math people out there, that's a pretty good estimate. If I want to get $120 a month, I've got to do some serious work. Now that gets your brain thinking, what are the sub-goals that I need to accomplish to get to my main goal? For the running example, in order to run a 6:30 mile, I should probably start running a lot, right? We've got to develop a training plan to get me to 6:30. One could be an inventory to see where I'm at right now. Once we figure out, hey, the baseline, I'm at 7:30. I've got a minute to cut. I've got 4 months to cut it. Perfect. I know exactly what my timeline is to get to that goal. I know my specific and deliverable items to achieve my goal, and it's all timely. Now I can map out my plan, doing some speed work, some distance runs, and mixing it up to where I can really measure my progress. Do a test every month, 6:45, 6:35. By May, I should be running 6:15. My point being is that it's okay to set high goals and high standards for yourself, but you've got to help yourself get there. Don't leave the big gap between an 8-minute mile and a 6:30 mile. Let's close that gap by filling it with those sub-goals and those effective plans to get us from point A to point B. You know, there's a lot of sayings out there, a lot of quotations that will start with, just do it, or, you know, you can do whatever you want to, or I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. So I would charge you right now to look and see what's holding you back. What's holding you back from accomplishing what you want to accomplish? You see, the antithesis of success is failure. But I charge you right now, if you start, you will have already won. So go out there and be smart and be smarter. Thank you.